Religion 123 says, hello, I no longer experience HOCD since following your method. Okay, delighted to hear that. Thank you, he says. But I still don't have that strong attraction for women. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Because the imprint of what you have been dealing with through neuroplasticity for so long that the brain was suggesting you this and you were falling into it and mulling over it and thinking about it and challenged by it and all that, constantly made you to become really good at that concept of discussion. So the imprint of it, even though now you understood it and away from it, but the echo of it is still there that makes you feel like, oh, I should give it some kind of importance. No, it's just the imprint. Wait, it will dissipate. You know, it's like you're in front of a pond and you throw a big rock into it. It splashes, and then all the waves that it creates, constantly these waves are generated, maybe for 20 minutes, and eventually keeps moving, because it moved a body of water, and there's lots of water. So one movement of it takes a long time for this body of water to stop moving. So the imprints of all these motions that this rock created when it fell into the pond, it's going to continue even though when the rock itself has gone way down below and has been engulfed by the ocean and it's disappeared and doesn't have any effect on the ocean anymore. It doesn't have any effect, but the effect that it created when it fell into it, it continues for a while as an echo until eventually the events of life and other things that is happening in the ocean takes the attention of the ocean and starts affecting the movements and the moods of the waves in the ocean. And these initial movements created by the rock falling into it dissipates completely. And if it ever shows up, you know it's exactly the echo of that, and it's nothing real. Yeah? So I hope that gives you a little bit of a better perspective of neuroplasticity's role in both ways of constantly thinking about the concept of OCD or HOCD also causes you become better and constantly thinking about it and being affected by it through neuroplasticity, because you constantly spend time on it. You become good at something that you spend so much time on it. It's like a practicing to have this malfunction. You become better at malfunctioning. But once you adopt a certain techniques and start getting over it, and you do that over and over for a long time, then neuroplasticity works for you and you become really good at doing what it is that dissipates and deals with HOCD by the way you treat the thoughts and appearance of these suggestions and ideas and images or whatever it is. So it kind of helps the brain to rewire itself through neuroplasticity according to your reaction and treatments of these thoughts. And then you become good at that. So since you have dealt with HOCD for a while, you have become good at constantly in that shit. And now it's time to continue your way. So the old way of paying attention to HOCD, which had created neuroplasticity and you became good at paying attention to HOCD shit, will be not used. And the bridges that was made between synaptic neurons to make you really good at paying attention to these nonsense will eventually be felt dormant. And then glial cells will go and mark it with the protein C1q. And then microglial cells will go and find the marks and destroy those bridges between those two synaptic neurons that were used to make you really good at paying attention to HOCD bullshit. And then eventually you don't have those connections and it would be less and less attention to HOCD and dissipates. And in the place of it, It's going to be all the ways that you've been practicing to rewire and help the brain to back to health and its default programming and function. And that becomes the new way that neuroplasticity is going to be helping you to strengthen bridges between those synaptic neurons. All right. Hope that would be helpful. And says, so I still don't have a strong attraction for one. Okay. I used to have, well, you will. As I mentioned, you will. It just needs time to dissipate and get all these. It's like, again, it's like you're looking at the outside scenery and every day is beautiful scenery, ocean, trees, sunlight, and everything is beautiful. But then when so much rain or storm comes and eventually the windows get messy and debris on them and gunk and stuff and I don't know, flies and things have hit on it and just, it doesn't let you see through clearly. And then you figure out, oh, hey, everything is okay. It's just that the window is dirty. I got to clean the window. That's going to take a while to clean all those gook and shit and dust and debris out of the window. It's a big window. So you continue cleaning and eventually, everything has always been there. It's just the distraction and the debris and the dirt on the window doesn't let you see it. They haven't gone anywhere. So your attraction to girls haven't gone anywhere. It's just that you've been distracted and it's been covering your field of vision. And that's why you've been distracted from what your natural senses are. And then eventually all those will recover because it's always been there. It just clears out the debris and the statics away and it becomes apparent that it's always been there and you'll be fine.